Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan a very good morning to all council members, senior fellows and fellows of the Academy of Sciences Malaysia. Welcome again to the 29th Annual General Meeting of ASM, to those who are attending physically as well as online. Almost 1.5 years have passed since I became president. It seems only like yesterday. Mainly because so much has been done with much effort, of course, but work done with so much cooperation and goodwill becomes enjoyable and fulfilling. Being able to work closely with many of you is a great privilege. We have identified many challenges and gone on to tackle them with much passion and commitment. These efforts are rapidly leading us to the mainstreaming of STI, tightly linking STI to the economy and society. I also functioned as a science, technology, and innovation advisor to the Prime Minister and the nation. Thank you to all senior fellows, top research scientists, young scientists, network members, associates, and affiliates. Your collective contributions have enabled ASM to advocate timely and cogent evidence-based recommendations and interventions that facilitate effective national policy and strategy formulation. Our success is based on our ability to bring together the best minds of the nation to find solutions that promote the proper use of advanced technology, which are also human-centric. By this means, our STI solutions are better placed to transform lives and livelihoods. Thank you to all those who have helped us turn ideas into action. The council members, EXO members, finance committee members, STPAC members, and the management team led by Wan Hazami. Their dedicated contributions, commitment, and hard work are reflected in the rapid growth and achievements of ASM as the sought-after national think tank that it is today. I think slide 3 is supposed to come up. Ensuring ASM's financial stability is fundamental in realizing our objectives as thought leader and change maker. Our reserves have been significantly strengthened, surging from approximately 1.5 million ringgit in 2016 to 9.1 million ringgit in 2023. This substantial rise in our financial standing reflects overall good management practices, particularly prudent financial management. For fellows' information, ASM requires at least 17 million ringgit annually to support its operational costs. Thus, the role of the Finance Committee in securing sufficient funds for the sustainability of ASM is crucial. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, complexity, chaos, and contradictions characterize the post-normal era. I first heard the Prime Minister invoking this big idea during his Malaysia Commercialization Year 2023 speech last August. For me, it is a sort of homecoming, as I have been a student of knowledge-driven change and transformation since the 1980s. Actually, ASM has been on the same journey, perhaps without realizing it. Consider, for example, that climate change and environmental degradation are the direct consequence of so-called success in science and technology, or the fact that science, technology, and innovation have created more inequalities in society despite the promises of the Industrial Revolution. Finally, witness how big tech companies are right now scrambling to gain dominance in AI, regardless of the risk to society that this madness will entail. Our studies have already revealed, either implicitly or explicitly, the many uncertainties, complexities, chaos, and contradictions that stand in our way. This is why we must abandon many of the received norms we have taken for granted and work towards discovering and helping to create the new norms that will make our lives more sustainable and equitable. During this transition period, we have to prepare for more turbulence. It is heartening to note that the ASM fraternity has risen to the challenge. These fundamental ideas of discontinuous change have been assimilated quickly and seamlessly, demonstrating how responsive and agile our thinking processes and organizational structures are. This bodes well for the resilience of our scientific community. We can rapidly embrace new concepts and methodologies when clear evidence is put before us. We need to be at the forefront of knowledge discovery and development and contribute more purposefully to the betterment of society. So how do we make change on the ground? This question begs to be answered, given our poor showing in translating research into innovations of value. Our immediate answer is to start by seeking to understand the actual conditions of our stakeholders on the ground. Beginning last year, I visited various states, first Sabah, then Sarawak, Terengganu, Kelantan, and recently Pulau Pinang, to engage with diverse leaders and stakeholders directly and on their own turf. The strengths and weaknesses of STIE ecosystems in place are emerging with greater clarity. Being able to formulate the correct problem statement in the local context is the beginning of a better solution development process that is aligned with actual needs. More often than not, we look for solutions based on work already done by our expert network members. Thus, new value can be gained by getting fresh insights and opening new paths for ASM to draw even more people into our STI ecosystem for value creation. This way of working will certainly enhance the visibility of ASM and its contributions. If we as scientists want to make change on the ground, the first rule is to engage with the community. The visit to Terengganu reveals many lessons we can learn on how to make a difference locally. The UNISA campus in Besut sits in the country's biggest Gelam forest. Science is being put to use here, demonstrating how a natural resource can be a driver of social and economic advancement. Gelam oil is known to have health benefits. The research team has developed a simple process to sustainably produce pure, high-quality gelam oil without destroying trees. Likewise, stingless bee or kelulut gelam honey is a well-known health supplement, better than manuka, according to the researchers. Science-based sustainable honey production has been developed. Technologies for gelam oil and gelam honey production have been passed on to the local community. Other potential products are being researched, illustrating that well-aligned STIs can be immediately applicable. It takes good leadership with the right mindset and clarity of purpose to make a difference in improving the lives of ordinary people. ASM's visit to Langkawi in December 2023 reinforced the importance of collaboration. An oyster farm established less than a year ago, operated by 5 local men who would otherwise be unemployed, is already producing various oysters and clams. These are being sold at premium prices to top hotels and restaurants. A recently set up crab farm has also succeeded in gaining customers among the top hotels and making direct sales through an on-site restaurant. Research done by our own fellow is the source of the science, which has been made simple enough to be transferred to and adopted by the local community. Again, it takes good leadership to make this happen. Collaboration is the key, but it also needs sensitivity towards social and cultural factors, focused effort, and of course, full commitment. For our East Coast Roadshow, we had a very productive engagement with the Menteri Besar Kelantan and his top team. The visit highlighted how ASM could intervene to fulfill the needs of a state that is still left behind in many ways, especially in science. We convinced officials that it is better to create maker spaces around the state to encourage STEM education through learning by doing, rather than building a single science center at this stage. We also advocated the idea of introducing science in TAFE schools, which was positively received. I was surprised. Meetings with CADA and state officials also revealed a source of water that had not been identified before and which could be used for paddy planting. Kelantan is very dry right now. Much more could be done. I hope the ASM team at HQ will actively pursue other opportunities in cooperation with the East Coast chapter. The chapter has been instrumental in forming a close relationship with state leaders. I hope Professor Jafri is there listening to us. The Sabah State Legislative Assembly recently enacted a new act to enable the development of ocean thermal energy conversion. This is a direct outcome of our Vice President's effort. Professor Datuk Dr. Abu Bakar Jaafar led the formulation of a position paper on ocean thermal energy-driven development for sustainability. I was honored to engage with the Chief Minister and the ESCO member for SNT in Sabah during our visit to highlight this potential. So glad that they move on very fast. Again, the support of the Sabah chapter is essential in creating greater trust with state leaders. I hope Dr. Rahim Shah is here listening to us. Imagine how much more we can achieve when we reach out to all the states. More and more studies are coming through our doors at the request of federal and state agencies. Given the limited capacity of our in-house team, we have to adopt a more expert-driven model. A dedicated expert project team will be created for the project duration, supported and facilitated perhaps by a single analyst from the management team. Since 2013, ASM has undertaken 35 commissioned studies and projects involving around 20 entities, encompassing government ministries and agencies, national and international councils, World Academies of Science, and international STI organizations. The uptake of our recommendations is more than 80%. The amount of funding for commissioned studies and projects totals 45.7 million ringgit. In 2024, ASM has been approached to conduct 6 more studies and projects, which include regional and state-level clients. To repeat my plea made last year, every fellow can make a significant difference. Take up leadership positions in mission-oriented cross-cutting initiatives to provide solutions to national and, of course, global challenges. If conditions do not permit, please at least participate as a study team member. We will all learn more and more and perhaps nurture a new area of expertise. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, the National Research, Development, Innovation, Commercialization and Economy Roadmap, or RDICE Roadmap, was approved by the National Science Council at its meeting on the 14th of May 2024, just over a month ago. RDICE aims to support Malaysia's vision to become a high-tech nation by 2030. It will support the development of local technology and talent development and intensify industry's growth based on science, technology, and innovation. According to our study, implementing the roadmap will contribute, listen to this, 9.21 trillion to the GDP by 2030. The NSC also approved the ASM paper on the blue economy, unlocking the value of the oceans. 8 strategic sectors were identified to form a cluster that will drive sustainable development based on 8 nature-centric principles. The Ministry of Economy has approached ASM to advance this work by developing the Blue Economy Blueprint, which will translate key strategies in the position paper into impactful actions. This work will soon commence under the leadership of distinguished Professor Dr. Fang Siu Moi. For this year, I'm excited to note that ASM will be taking on even larger responsibilities and challenges. Let me report on some of the most important initiatives. Our landmark study, the National Planetary Health Action Plan, NPHAP, is expected to be launched in the 4th quarter of this year at the latest. Led by our immediate past president, academician, Professor Emerita, Datuk Dr. Asma Ismail, NPHAP will be the first effort of this kind in the world. Such studies put us among the few world academies. Such studies will put us among the few world science academies conducting pioneering policy work and then translating policy into action. This requires strong courage and commitment. To enhance our role as change maker, Parliament has mandated ASM to be the implementing agency for the Malaysia Science Endowment, MSE. We aim to elevate MSE to become a transformative force in strengthening mission-oriented research, development, innovation, commercialization, and the economy, RDICE, by spearheading alternative R&D funding in our STIE landscape. MSE comprises 2 pivotal components, the Endowment Reserve and the Matching Fund. To initiate the Endowment Reserve, ASM plans to raise 2 billion ringgit, with 1 billion from the government and another billion from the private sector, ensuring MSE's continuing and sustainable operation for future generations. I am proud to announce that the Ministry of Economy has entrusted MSE with 250 million ringgit already in our accounts as the first tranche of the Endowment Reserve. As for the matching fund, ASM is forging partnerships for R&D matching with 10 nations, some of which are UK, Japan, Spain, and Indonesia. Engagements have also been made with international organizations like the Islamic Development Bank to take Malaysia's innovations to the Muslim world. Locally, MSC collaborates closely with industry partners, startups, venture capitalists, state governments, and federal agencies to enhance private sector participation in Malaysian RDICE activities. I'm delighted to report that to date, MSC collaborative partners have pledged 305 million ringgit over 3 years. The National Education Reform Agenda, a commission working under the Ministry of Economy, is also in the pipeline. This project aims to establish a robust framework covering the entire educational spectrum from early childcare and education, preschool in other words, primary and secondary school to higher education, technical and vocational training, and post-higher education, the entire chain of education. This comprehensive framework aspires to formulate a holistic and sustainable strategy for reforming the education system driven by values to realize the aspirations of Malaysia Madani. ASM will formulate the next edition of the Science Outlook flagship study, chaired by Professor Dr. Nick Mariam. Hope she's here. The focus of Science Outlook 2025 will depart from the previous editions in that it will evaluate the STIE ecosystems in the 6 regions in Malaysia: the Northern, Southern, East Coast, Central, Sabah, and Sarawak. I want to invite all fellows to participate in Science Outlook 2025 as either study team members or as participants in stakeholder engagements. Globally, ASM's voice has also been heard. Through MOSTI and ASM, Malaysia presented a landscape study and benchmarking workshop for the APEC Open Science Alliance at the 23rd APEC Policy Partnership on Science, Technology and Innovation meeting in February 2024. I am proud to say that it received tremendous support from the APEC economies. The recent 85th ASEAN Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation meeting in Cambodia also applauded our effort through ASM in collaboration with the ASEAN Foresight Alliance, AFA, in producing the report on the Science, Technology and Innovation Ecosystem Foresight 2035. The person behind that is actually Tan Sri Mazlan. Where is Mazlan here? Yeah. Thank you very much. Your name should be mentioned. Sorry? And mine, no, yes, of course. Wait, you're there, yeah. These two, yes. All these names are sometimes we forget, but anyway, you remember you anyway. To be launched in 2025 during Malaysia's ASEAN Chairmanship next year, this foresight report highlights the importance of ASEAN becoming a global powerhouse through STIE-enabled regional resilience, a values-driven ethos, and a collective prosperity by 2025 and beyond. Indeed, all of these are supported by our stakeholders nationally and regionally, with whom we have been in close working partnership since the Academy's inception. Our stakeholders from the government, academia, industry, and civil society are steadfast in their commitment to collaborate, facilitating meaningful exchanges of ideas and resources. To end the year 2023, a strategic workshop was held with council members and chairs of key committees to review the impact of ASM programs and chart the way forward. The Strategic Plan 2021-2025 achievements were also evaluated in 4 areas: mandate, manpower, method, and money. One of the key findings highlighted by the participants is the importance of having a home for ASM, which will reflect the stature and standing of STIE in the country, similar to what has been projected by the world's renowned science academies. We have followed up by establishing a building committee chaired by engineer Chu Kok Peng. Thank you very much, Engineer Chu. The committee is working diligently to develop a proposal to extend the existing ASM premise at Jalan Tun Ismail. The design will reflect the concept of building with nature. The new building will be an extension to the existing building with minimal disturbance to the natural environment. It is planned to be a fit-for-purpose building featuring state-of-the-art technologies and meeting the gold level of the Green Building Index. You can see a conceptual picture. Can you go back? This is not meant to be the final product. Just concept. Because we have to figure out how much it will cost. But you can see we are going to cut minimally. No cutting. Minimal cutting. And the old building will be preserved. It is a heritage building now. All right? So those of you who have money, please tell us. We'll do it together. Together, yes, together, of course. By the way, I understand from Engineer Chu that he has many friends who will contribute money or materials. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, before I end this address, I would like to highlight that the ASM, as the nation's thought leader and change maker, brings to the table 969 scientists who can, without much doubt, solve many of the challenges we confront in our nation. However, it takes holistic planning and collective action. Active participation by fellows is necessary so that we continue to produce comprehensive and well-rounded solutions. What is even more crucial is our collective will. Can I repeat that, please? Collective will. There are many people, many groups that have a lot of intelligence, but they don't have will. And in this case, it's collective will. So collective will and capability to implement these solutions. Execution is a bridge between ideas and reality. Without it, even the most brilliant plans and ideas remain only theoretical and conceptual. We must coordinate our efforts and leverage our strengths to translate these innovative ideas into tangible outcomes that benefit all Malaysians. I pray for the active participation of senior fellows and fellows, as well as to the success of this 29th AGM. Thank you very much.